Good day traders, we're going to do something different today. Recording in OBS, going to try something else. I'm going to get my camera fixed up so it's going to be a bit better view as well. So let's have a look at a week review. What happened this week in the markets? We're going to start off with GU. We're going to have a look at GU, gold and NASDAQ. So of late I've been focusing more on the New York session, and for the New York session trading then primarily gold or NASDAQ, depending on which pair provides the better setup. So we're just going to start off by looking at at GU, and then we'll work our way through it. GU had a very small range. We can see that we kind of traded within the high. That was kind of the high and low that was created for the week. We created high low, then Monday closed, and we had Tuesday breaking above the range, pulling back all the way back inside, retesting the low created on Monday. So Tuesday then set in a new low and a new high for the week. So we had a Tuesday low and Tuesday high, and chances are that one of these will hold as high or low of the week. We can see then Tuesday's low held, and when we saw price trade up towards the upside on Wednesday then made a high of the week, a high, and then price failed to go higher than Wednesday's high and started breaking down. That already gave us a clue or indication the price is potentially going to be trading lower, and that Wednesday locked in the high of the week. Now if Wednesday is potentially the high of the week and Tuesday is potentially the low of the week, we then have a box or a range that we are trading within. That's then the range that we are trading within. So coming in on Thursday and Friday, we see Thursday price slowly trading back towards the downside. So even if we look at premium and discount from that low to high, we see price retrace back to the discounted equilibrium from point A high to point B low. See price trade back to the discount. That then gives us an indication of what's to come next. If price is in a discount, we have a range. Price moves from premium to discount, discount to premium. We also then see this consolidation area around the midpoint, which is also in equilibrium of the low of the week and the high of the week. And then on NFP, we see price reach back up into the premium, taking out all the sell side liquidity. Everyone that's already short from here, they are taken out, and then we see the dump towards the downside, reaching for that low of week. Very interesting price action. So that's just an overview, and if we then turn on the sessions and then have a look at the sessions and how they developed. Monday didn't have too much happening. Monday, London swept Asia high, and after we traded above Asia high, we traded towards the downside. So we're not focusing too much on. Well, what we can do on Monday is just look at the range created on Friday. Friday's high and low. So there we have Friday's high, Friday's low. And obviously, one of those highs or lows will be taken out into the new week. So seeing price trade above the Asia high, trade down, and then we just kind of have a slow day. Potentially trade in this area with the thesis that price swept the high of the day, which is currently in Asia session, and then trades lower towards sell side liquidity, swing lows, and that was kind of the opportunity that we could have had on Monday. Tuesday price traded towards the upside. Now taking in consideration that on Monday that was currently the low of the week so far. That was the lowest low that was made in this week so far. Potentially either the low or the high will be taken out, or both. In this case we had them both taken out. So we see price trade above, setting in a new high of the week so far in London. That's currently the highest high of the week. Just to explain that, if we are here in price action, that is currently the highest high of the week so far for this trading week. We see them price trade low down towards the downside. Potentially objective could be the current low of the week that is set in place on Monday, and that is then, we'll cancel this, that is then what we see happening on Tuesday. Price trades down to that low of the week, sets in a new low of the week. That is currently the lowest low of the week. If this is the high of the day and the low of the day, if price is locked in the low of the day, it also took out the previous day low, then potentially with a big push up, price is going to be expanding higher. So that high then becomes a drawn liquidity, where price then trades back into it, and then price sets a new high of the week, setting up the high of the week. So now we know that currently Tuesday is the low of the week, this is the high of the week, starting the day in just before London session. If we know that that's the low of the week, high of the week, where are we potentially going to be trading to? We look at our areas to the left, we see what price could potentially react off of. We have a push towards the upside from the low of the week to the high of the week. Maybe we have price reaching for discount or equilibrium, and then a continuation further towards the upside. Didn't make it all the way down, but the idea was there that price made a pullback and then a continuation further towards the upside. Okay, range expansion on Wednesday, price expanding towards the upside. We had a small little jitter swing towards the downside, taking out Asia low, expansion, London failed to make a lower low. Then all that's needed is for price to go up. Massive expansion in New York session. Then price just consolidates. Usually after a big expansion, we know the price consolidates or moves sideways. Asia made a push up but failed to make a higher high and then started breaking down. Another clue that London will just follow in range continuation, catching that low-hanging fruit for a range continuation. Then, as we said, Friday gave a nice, a sideways moving market. We had first this dip towards the downside. This is beautiful, very tricky, but very beautiful. So there we have yesterday's low. So now we have sweep fake out traders that will take this as a breakout and then they sell. We have a lot of sellers stepping into the market. We also don't just have sellers, but we also have buyers that buy this market, hoping it will go all the way up to high of the week, setting in a new high in Friday. Price then accumulates just before the news opening, accumulating orders, people going longs and shorts on both sides. Then with the NFP taking out, getting people excited for longs, just to reverse on them all the way down, targeting first of all the stop losses below the low over here for anyone that went long and still holding onto the position and getting them deep underwater in drawdown. That's just a quick overview of GU. Then I'm quickly going to just do gold. Let's see what's happening on gold. Okay. For this week, let's start off by Monday. So Monday we had a low set in place for New York session, and that was, looks like it, the low of the week. We had a low and then we made a high on Monday. That was the range for Monday. Monday set in a high and a low. Price then trades, and on Tuesday trades down, have a drop just before the New York session, a dump just before the New York session, but fails to go lower, fails to reach for the low of the week so far. Currently this is the low of the week. Price is failing to reach that low of the week. On the lower time frames we have a structure shift, price shifting towards the upside, chalk on the inside, and then this massive expansion towards the upside. So if price is not going to go for the current low of the week, if that low is locked in, where is it reaching for? It's going to be reaching for the high of the week. None of these two levels will remain. It's very seldom that you have a high and low created in Monday and then the whole week price just trades in between. Sometimes it should happen, but it's very unlikely for that to happen on an everyday occasion. We then see price trades all the way towards the upside and sets in a new high of the week. That is currently the highest high of the week. Wednesday was a little bit of a dodgy, difficult trading day, but if this was the high of the week, the low of the week is currently locked in because we failed to go below it the first time. We could obviously see it later during the week reached for, but we see price trading towards the upside and just consolidating above that high of the week. And currently, a lot of people make the mistake, I myself included have made this mistake many times, is that we think we've at the high of the week, we're going to consolidate, then we're going to drop. Sometimes that is the case, that is what price is doing. But in this case, we had a strong break above, clearing the high, breaking structure towards the upside, small pullback, and then a further continuation towards the upside, and just another massive expansion going towards the upside. And then we had a little bit of choppiness going around. New day on Thursday, Asian session, London session, very consolidated, slow moving price action. New York session open, and we had a run towards the upside, just clearing that Asia high, just breaking above it, just tipping its toe above it. Nothing too fancy, but just triggering any breakout traders above the Asia high or any stop losses above that high. And then we have this move down towards the downside, and it just gets choppy, nothing really potentially setting up. Friday again was another interesting day. Opened up with Asia having this big pump up, taking out or pulling in breakout traders, impulsive traders, thinking that Asia session is going to make a move. We have a small pullback, big pullback towards the previous day low. You see how price just finds its kind of support around that previous day low, as well as the high made on Tuesday. Price staying kind of on course on that previous high and previous day low. We then see London session. This is now where we have some key information. London session trades higher, breaking structure, and then we have a failure to go lower, respecting that order block, and then we have this big expansion towards the upside. First target would then be the Asia highs, which it gladly takes. Then we have the NFP coming out, and price, what does it do? It tricks in breakout traders, thinking that we have breakouts in the market. Everyone that trades above the previous daily high, breakout traders, they are in the market thinking they're in the money. Price moves towards the upside, and then ultimately reverses strongly against them. Then anyone that went long, price is reaching for your stop losses. You see price then dumping towards the downside for a Friday dump, parabolic move towards the downside, taking out all the sell side liquidity below these lows. In terms of sessions, you'll note that often the pink boxes is our London session. It's very small, narrow ranges, and then the yellow boxes is our New York session, much bigger ranges, much better price action. Big move, big move, big move, bigger move, biggest move. All the London and Asia sessions are very tight and consolidated. So gold, great to trade in New York session. We try to stay away from it in London. Give our attention to New York session. So just an overview. I hope this kind of gives you a sense of how I try to view price action and how you kind of try to build a narrative and a story on your trades. Now, in terms of finding those entries, that's something that I'm working on and developing and studying, working with the content from Stacey Berg and his 3 levels of rise, 3 levels of drop. But you're welcome to go and have a look at that yourself. So that's kind of what we're looking at over here. Let's have a quick look at NASDAQ. We'll just kind of have a look at the last. Well, we'll also have let's have a look overview. Okay. Monday opens up high, and we break out of the previous daily high, and we fail to go below the London low. Fail to make a structure break towards the downside. Price is staying bullish. We have a run up, and then again price just consolidates, accumulates in this area. Asia, London session breaks above, makes a pullback, clears out the sell side liquidity below the low. And we have another push towards the downside, 3 pushes going lower, 1, 2, and there's a small little one, 3 pushes going lower. Just for New York session to take out the sell side liquidity below this high. We have created a peak formation in London session, which then acts as our magnet, our drawn liquidity for New York session, pumping towards the upside. So we have a dump, price dumps towards the downside, and then a pump for New York session, price expanding towards the upside. Massive expansion towards the upside, all the way closing. Asian session creates a new high of the day. Oftentimes the high created in Asia or the low created in Asia will be taken out. So you'll see, take a look at your charts. It's more likely than not for Asia session high and low to be taken out. So now have a look at this. If London trades away from Asia, and then at London low, London sets in a low of the day, where's price going to reach for? If London sets in a low of the day over here, and Asia has not been traded through to, then that is then a potential plausible area for price to reach to next. Look at this, the same thing happening again. So we have London, where's my tool? London trading lower, sets in a low of the day. Asia high is clear, has not been traded to. Pre-New York session, price pumps, and where does it go to? Where does it reach to? It trades all the way back up to the high of the day that was created in Asia session. So Asia session high of the day rarely holds. Have a look at your charts. It rarely holds. So now, same thing. We have Asia. We have a high of the day. We have the low. Let's take this low just before the session started. Price trades down to that low of the day. Trades back up towards the upside. In this case, it traded through both of them. Now, potentially, London low has been created. London high has been created. We just kept on going. Then we have the NFP, the news release. We have a massive pump towards the upside. In our time window where we look for trades, we have a shift in structure, order block, return to order block, break in structure, entry up in that area, and price expands towards the downside. Where's your first objective? Well, where's the first high low in the sequence? There's the high low created in London session. Price then reaches for that high low, and that's then where we potentially could take profits and clear our orders. Pulls back and just consolidates around that low created in London session. So this is just a broad overview of the week and how we can view it. This is not entries or trades breakdown or specific levels, anything, just like a broad overview breakdown of what happened, and just again look at the from Friday. Asia session slow, London session slow, big New York session, bigger New York session. Asia closed slow, consolidated, London consolidated, a little bit of a pump there, but London gives the big move. New York session then eventually ends up giving that directional move or that range expansion, giving the daily range its body. Guys, that's it from today. Just a quick week review. Guys, hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.